This is KSL Sunday Edition with Deanie Wimmer.
Welcome to Sunday Edition on this Easter Sunday. This morning we're highlighting stories that build up, inform, and celebrate families and communities. Here's a sneak peek at what's on today's show.
I love Easter time. I love Jesus, obviously, and just wanted to kind of feel the this commonality with our fellow Christians.
Thousands of Christians gather to celebrate Jesus and the Easter holiday. Details on the first of its kind interfaith event.
Utah's a big place and it's growing very fast, so I kind of knew that there was a lot of jobs available and they weren't going to go anywhere because of how quickly the state is growing.
As Utah grows, so do the jobs in the tech industry. How schools are better preparing students for careers that make good money right out of high school.
I love having a sports district. I think it's great for the city, great for the state, so I'm excited about it.
The sports scene is thriving in Utah, and things are just getting started. We talked to people about their thoughts and concerns about the new development plans for downtown Salt Lake City. The Utah Jazz just played their last game of their season, and the Utah Hockey Club has played their last home game at the Delta Center. And just like that, the Delta Center is now closed so renovations can begin this week. It's part of a massive downtown sports, entertainment, culture, and convention district. It promises to transform a huge part of downtown with a $1.8 billion price tag. These renderings are impressive, but what do you think of this huge revitalization plan? The opportunities, the change, it all comes at a cost. We've been asking people and found a lot depends on whether you live downtown or you come downtown to take in a Jazz game. Here on the Delta Center Plaza, most people, as you might imagine, are pretty excited about the idea of a sports and entertainment district developed in this area, and most are even willing to help pay for it. What are your thoughts on the sports and entertainment district?
So I'm a huge sports fan. I have been my whole life. I'm a Chicago Bears fan, but I'm a Utah Jazz fan. When I was a kid, I thought Karl Malone was my mailman, and so I thought that was really great. I was really disappointed when that was not the accurate picture, but I'm a huge fan of the Utah Jazz. I love that the Utah Hockey Club is here. You know, and we've got the Bees. They've kind of gone at a different area, but I love having a sports district. I think it's great for the city, great for the state, so I'm excited about it.
I think it's huge, man. I mean, like, just upcoming sports growing in Utah, it's huge, and getting kids and other people outside, it's big for the program.
I think it's great for Utah. You know, a lot of people don't think Salt Lake is a very fun place, but it's a beautiful place, and let's get it redone and looking really good for everyone to enjoy the sports, you know?
Oh, I think it's a marvelous idea. But you've got so much more area for people to have entertainment and having a better experience.
What are your thoughts on redeveloping this big swath of Salt Lake?
I love it. I think it's so exciting, and with the hockey and everything coming in too, it's great.
So would you pay an extra $1 or $3 on your ticket?
I would pay an extra $1 to $3. You're gonna have people like me who are big sports fans who think this will be great for the community, love seeing the sports here, seeing the growth in the city. But then you're also going to have people who maybe don't care at all about sports and don't want to be paying extra on taxes.
Would you be willing to pay $1 or $3 more per ticket?
Yeah. I mean, that's just a slight increase, but if it helps pay for everything, why not?
You feel like the amenities that would come to Salt Lake would be worth it?
For sure, 100%.
I'm sure there's going to be bonds and all of us paying more taxes, but I mean, it'll eventually be exactly what we need in the long run, especially for the Olympics coming.
Even if it was like a sales tax where you had to pay it on every meal out or whatever, you'd pay a little more.
Oh yeah, totally. I would totally do that just because I feel like the future is more and brighter with better experiences here.
Would you be willing to pay higher sales taxes when you're in the city to do that?
I would for this, definitely.
How about $1 or more on a ticket price?
Definitely.
Okay, you feel like the benefits are there?
I think they are. And I think the draw coming in from the different teams and the excitement surrounding it is very beneficial to Salt Lake.
But if you walk just a few blocks away to, say, here in the avenues, many people have concerns about how this redevelopment will impact their quality of life. If you live here, is it a different story?
I don't participate in any of that stuff. Is that all right?
You don't go to the games, yeah. Yeah.
I used to, but the parking and the people.
Would you see yourself going to a lot of those sporting events and enjoying those amenities?
I'm not really a sports watcher, so probably not. You know, maybe if it was cheap. You know, if it was like the most I'd spend for a ticket would probably be like $50.
People told us they're concerned the project will drive up the cost of housing and price out the families who want to live here.
We never would have thought this was $1 million neighborhood, and suddenly, I mean, you know, how does a young family afford a mortgage, even $500,000? I mean, it's really difficult.
Do you worry about housing costs?
Housing costs? I already have a house, but yeah, I do worry about housing costs because, you know, even if my house is like worth a ton of money, it's like, where am I gonna go if I ever move? You know, and I do love Salt Lake. I would like to, you know, I'd like to stay here.
It's nice to see new things come to the city, but at what cost when other things go off and, let's say, prices get raised, and at that point now you're pushing people out.
That's one thing a lot of people are telling me they're worried about, the cost of living, cost of housing.
Right.
Do you worry about that?
100%. Everybody's worried about it. Parents, other friends, families.
I'm really worried about our school district is losing students, and it's just a downward slope. And if we are successful, the slope should at least level off, and we should start getting more families in. We have to create an environment where families want to live, and they feel good about it. I think some attitudes are going to have to change.
Well, it's a beautiful thing to see new things coming, without a doubt. I think the whole aspect of losing historical sites or things that are like built way back then and having to see preservation like that disappear is pretty unsettling as well as unfortunate.
Some residents feel their community is now in the hands of outsiders.
Somebody comes in with a master plan and sort of forcing us into this I hear that from a lot of people.
That you don't have a choice.
Yes, that this wasn't a choice the city had.
A lot of things to consider, and here's another important part of the conversation. Just last July, news specialist Carol Makita sat down with Ryan and Ashley Smith to talk about their journey to owning the Jazz and all the other big dreams they had in mind at that time, including revitalizing downtown Salt Lake City.
So this is the decision-making table. It's the kitchen table, but it's where the big decisions happen?
They do.
That didn't happen intentionally, but now it is kind of a place we come together to shut everything else out.
We also chose a round table on purpose. We want a round table because we want to all be able to look at each other.
I heard the story about the Utah Jazz, that decision.
It was 2017, they say. They realized their lives revolved around basketball. Ashley, Ryan, and their 5 children all in.
All we do is go to basketball games. We go to Jazz games, we go to BYU games, we go to UVU games. It really became clear that that was a big focus, and we wanted to get involved with the NBA.
The Smiths were told it's nearly impossible to become NBA owners.
No one gets the team they cheered for growing up.
But they did. Majority ownership happened in the fall of 2020. Ashley Smith is one of the few female team owners.
It's such an incredible opportunity to be stewards of this organization, but there is a lot to sacrifice as well. And especially with our children, I very vividly remember sitting where you're sitting and Ryan sitting here, kind of saying, can it be a vehicle for growth and for improvement and for community?
Here you come with an NHL team. And do you still have that same vision, that same focus?
The NHL completely made sense because it's another vehicle for growth.
We're kind of looking at, okay, why is all this happening? And so the fact that if you would have told us at the beginning of the year that we'd be sitting here with a hockey puck dropping in Utah in less than 100 days, it was on no one's bingo card. I mean, nothing bonds people together like sports and entertainment and arts and culture.
And that will include keeping the Jazz and hockey in Salt Lake.
We live south. It would be a lot easier for us. However, as part of that mission of Utah, as part of the arts, as part of entertainment, as part of that, it's the right thing to do for our state. This city that can breathe all the way through from east to west.
He's talking about the master plan from the Smith Entertainment Group to create a corridor from the Delta Center to City Creek.
Downtown should be the #1 place where a business goes to have success. We don't speak for the state. We're not, that's not our role. We do have influence over what we work on, and it is a big microphone. and we're not afraid to use it because it should be used. That's why you have it there. It should be used to do good.
So that would be, for me, what our children would learn from this, is seeing the hard work, the fear, the uncertainty, going anyway, all in the name of growth and unity.
The Smiths also recognize the passion many people have for parts of this redevelopment, particularly Abravanel Hall, a county-owned building whose future is ultimately in the hands of Mayor Jenny Wilson and the County Council.
We think it's crazy that there is a narrative out there where we're not supportive of the arts and anything. It's like people haven't done their homework. Abravanel needs to be there in some form or another, like as part of this, and that's incredible. We want the arts there.
Whether arts or sports, the Smiths say the idea is to bring people together.
I want the whole state holding up trophies. If that happens, which we're pretty confident that it's going to, everyone's a part of it. And that's how we feel. This is a labor of love.
Carol Makita, KSL 5 News.
And that labor, that renovation and revitalization is underway right now. Coming up next, as many kids make plans for college, do you know there are six-figure salaries that don't involve a traditional four-year degree? We'll show you how technical programs are preparing students for high-paying, high-demand jobs right out of high school. Plus, Sunday and music, how Utah choirs and communities are preparing for this important holy day.